the bass in your mind. Coming through like you know it's right. The bass is in your mind. Coming on through, you know it's right. You steady. Straight up, like steady. better board. Donate to the cause. Today's the world that's almost mine. I'm making music. When the days the world is almost fine, I'ma do what I could just to be my life. I'ma tell everybody that's alright as long as I get to make some music. The way that you can relight your fire, the deep moments that never retire. You can all hurt him, well, where does it come from? It's just a Tuesday after all. I watch myself on the video screen, understanding nothing but everything. The world collides and I say hi, like me, your friend. It's only Tuesday after all. We got to get started on the week work. Sneak the vert to make the jerk, to make the pop top coming. I'm gonna do what you work, you're gonna have to be there the rest of the week. We're only getting started today. Sneaking in some musicality. That's how I find myself, just to do a little bit more with my help. I don't know how could I stay this young, feeling like I am like a certain one. Like just those the goodness things I take it out, I take it bring. But I see like when I just sing, I make it for me. It's a different like a moment shoe. I make it for me, but I make it for you. It's like a moment of truth. When you make it for me, what you make it for you. It's like it would always have been. If you had an audience and you wanted to win, then how could anybody ever heard it again and again? And I'd be curious. How could you do this so many times? It's like you've been to a rave in my mind. You know, and we always have to have the lights behind us, a little bit of decoration to honor all that happens when you speculation. When the world is the world, but the world's not now. The world is what it is when you decorate your mind with what it really is. Well, I just need music. So lately I just find it to be good for my health. Said
minutes? What are we?
Was it? In fact,
That was 27 minutes.